Man, I wish I could make videos like just like connecting my brain to the computer or the microphone and just record my stream of consciousness. That'd be so much easier. Yeah, so I guess the point of all this is how to be an artist, basically, and it's pretty simple. At least I feel like. Basically, the way to be an artist is just to make stuff, like just make art. I think even I do this a lot, but I think a lot of artists get caught up in like is it the perfect thing? Am I making the right stuff? Is anybody gonna like it? Like all this like really external validation type things, and it's like really the way to crack the code is to actually just make stuff. At least in my experience, step one to being an artist is to drop all expectations or like basically any pressure that it's supposed to be a certain way and just like work through it and see what happens at the very end. That's generally my process has always been find something that's like maybe semi inspiring or something that you wouldn't mind kind of diving into and figuring out how it works a little bit better, or like for example a lot of times I'll be like chasing a guitar tone from like maybe like a song from like the 80s or something, or like maybe just like a classic song, or sometimes I'll be chasing like a synth sound from, sometimes I'll just hear like a synth and I'll be like, oh, that's for sure played on a Juno, but how do I make it? And then I'll sit and experiment and try to like see if I can get close to the patch or make it happen. There's lots of ways to experiment with what you're doing. It doesn't necessarily always need to be like groundbreaking or like it doesn't need to be the next Picasso painting. Sometimes you just have to get through the next like gate almost, if that makes sense. I think people tend to overthink what it means to make art a lot, and it's like uh you don't really need to have any formal training necessarily, because technically there's no wrong way to do it, which is what's kind of cool about it. It's not like neuros like you're not like doing a neurosurgery or things like that where you actually can screw things up. Like there actually is a wrong way to do it. That's kind of what's cool with art for me, is the freedom in it, and you can kind of just, you're free to take it any direction that you want. You can just do this way, you can do it that way. There'll be times where I'll kind of overthink what my next project is. Like I was doing it literally just before I started recording what I'm recording right now, and I'll sit there and I'll kind of just loop in my head what I'm supposed to be doing next. And really, there's not really a right thing to do next. You just have to start. That's kind of a technique I developed to kind of fight that analysis paralysis a little bit, where it's more of like a wide range creative person's writer's block. It's not like you're specifically a writer, but it can apply to like any sort of thing in this realm. It's basically just your like ego almost getting in the way, like you telling yourself something's not going to be good enough or something's not going to work. Generally, I've gone through a couple phases of really bad writer's block before, where I didn't touch anything like music. I didn't touch anything. I've gotten to the point where I kind of know when to tell myself just to chill out and lay back a little bit. And what I find what happens is after a few days or maybe a few weeks, I'll just basically completely detach myself from my identity as an artist, and I'll just be like, oh yeah, that's just a hobby. Like that's just a fun thing to do. Like whatever. That's not who I am. And I quit. And it's kind of funny, like, because you're not actually quitting, but you're just kind of telling yourself that you're quitting. And the thing that you're trying to do is you're trying to basically shock your brain into like letting its guard down almost. And if you just tell yourself like, oh yeah, that was a fun chapter of my life, but I think I'm going to move on. Maybe I'll consider selling all my gear and stuff. And, maybe this music thing just isn't for me, and that's okay. That's what it is. It just is what it is. And I'm going to continue to have a good life. I'm going to continue to, strive to find happiness and find what I want to do, but maybe this just isn't it. And then what I kind of find is that after a few days of lying to myself like that, my brain will start to kind of push creativity back in front of me in a way. Like it'll start hinting towards things to me, and I'll pick up on it, and it'll be like, all of a sudden that floodgate has opened again without you realizing it, because you thinking about it so much was keeping it closed, basically. Be an artist to make art. Don't be an artist to be famous, to get clout, to get money, to get everything you ever want. Don't try to think that it's almost like what when you have like a crush on, if you've like in school, like,
have you ever had a dream that that you had you could do so.
You basically have an infatuation with like this image that you've made up in your head of the person, and basically your brain is using that to think that it's going to solve some sort of like perceived problem that you have, not necessarily that you actually have anything in common with the person, or like you don't actually have like a genuine compatibility with the person. It's just like your brain saying like, oh hey, you have this problem where you feel like you don't fit in, or you feel like you wish you were valued more, or you feel like people would value you, this thing about you. You wish that this person would rescue you from yourself, essentially, in the most cheesy way I could put it. And I think that art is kind of like that in a way where a lot of people think that the art is going to be the thing that solves a problem about their life. It's going to fix something that's wrong about their life, and that's just not the case. You shouldn't consider art to be a like a fix all. Essentially, it's not a fix all. You're an artist. Just do it. Make art. It's that easy. Just do it. I don't know what else to say. Do whatever you want, dude. Like that's what I do. Just do whatever you want. Some days I make music, some days I make videos, some days I don't do squat, sometimes I just play video games, sometimes I go out and do stuff. Some days I'm not feeling it, and that's okay. Some days I want to like watch movies or YouTube, or like watch football or baseball or sports or whatever is on TV. Sometimes I go out and go for a walk or go to like a park or something. Some days I sit like a shut-in and I work on music all day. Like it just depends on who you are and what you see and what you value. But don't think that there's like some sort of guidelines on how to be an artist. You just make stuff. That's pretty much it. Keep making stuff. If you want to continue to be an artist, just keep making stuff. Make whatever you want, and then have fun doing it. It's important just to enjoy yourself and have fun and take life for what it is. Take your art for what it is. Whatever it means to you, that's what it means to you. I can't tell you what art is, just as much as you couldn't tell me what art is, because art to me is like reverbed out synthesizers and really vibey jazz masters and strings and indie pop rock music. But art to you could be like some really crazy like underground like garage music, or you could be like doing some sort of like cool like EDM stuff like drum and bass, or it's just do it, dude. Just do it. Make your dreams come true. It's that simple. That's what I did. Like 2020, COVID hit, COVID peaked. I was like, man, I've never actually really fully delved into this whole music thing. Maybe I should pick up Fruity Loop Studio and, I can play guitar a little bit. Maybe I should just start writing some stuff, That's what I did, dude. And I love it. I'm so glad I did that. I'm so glad I took that step to become an artist, Like, I don't know what I would be doing without music. Like, I don't know what I'd be doing without making content and stuff. Like, it makes me feel alive. It lights my fire, So, like, just be an artist. It's not that hard. Like, dude, I probably made, like, I made, like, 30 garbage demos, dude. Like, and then I finally got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm actually starting to get better. And, like, I'm still learning all the time when I make stuff. You just gotta start. It's that simple. Like, just start. Stop thinking about it. Just do it. Just make it happen. Like I'll literally play you some of my old demos right now, just so you guys can see. No, not that one. That one. That's when I said, "Oh, I'm gonna make something that sounds like Depeche Mode." Oh yeah, this is heat. As you can see, zero direction, literally just like practicing. Like that was a practice. That was a practice session, dude. Could I do something with that? Probably. Like, is it good? It could be. I think it's okay. Everybody starts somewhere. So just start somewhere, I mean, I'm not even saying my stuff right now is the greatest. It's just like I started somewhere and I continued and I went through it and I made art, and that's how I became an artist. It's not like you don't have to have like a placement or like you don't have to have a Academy Award or a Grammy to be an artist. You just make stuff. It's that simple. Those are my old synthwave stuff I used to make. There you go. All right, hi-hats. Ooh. Yeah, I was very I was very obsessed with chasing that 80s sound, the snares and the plate reverbs and stuff, but like even now I like that. That's good. Like I can look back on that and be like, yeah, that's a cool piece of work I made. Like it might not be the greatest in the world, but there's even songs I made specifically just for like videos that I never did anything with, like the Gear song. Here it is.
What can you do if Panasonic made your camera obsolete? What do I do if the better one came after 18 weeks? What would you do if you bought the new guitar and can't even play? What will you do when the Norman 103 doesn't
cool.
help you sing?
Like that's cool. That's cool as heck. Like I would probably even still release that. Like if I change the lyrics out or something, like that's freaking cool, dude. Like oh my gosh. Like I remember when I was making that, it was me trying to chase like almost like that Billy Idol sound from the 80s. Like how do I describe it? It's like it just has a vibe that is unexplainable almost. It's like I don't know. It's like a cozy summer night almost, I guess is how I'd describe it. Billy Idol stuff, or I don't want to take too much more of your time up, but to become an artist, just make art, dude. It's that simple. Just do whatever you want. I don't know. You know, you already know what you want to make. Just do it. Like don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Like don't have any fear. Like literally just fear. Fear. Just do whatever you want, dude. I can't tell you what to do. Like you know what you want to make. Like whether you're like, oh, I'm scared to make it. What if people judge me? What if people make fun? Fuck them. Just do it. It's like I can't put it any other way more clear, dude. You know what you got to do. Just make it happen, dude. Just be who you want to be. Who cares what anybody else has to say? Just go for it, dude. It's like it's this constant struggle between like not wanting to be in people's faces and all the time, but like also wanting to be in people's faces and tell them stuff and like share like wisdom and things like that. I don't know. It's odd. Don't ask me why I chose this path for my life, but here I am. Here we are. We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it well. And I'll see all you beautiful people later. This has been Brendan Patrick, and this has been stuff that I probably should have kept to myself. Bye.